Good evening, students. Hope you all are fine and studying well. Welcome back to Social Science class. Students, we have completed 8 chapters. Today, we are going to start the 9th chapter. The name of the chapter is From Magadha to Thaneswar. So, let's begin. Students, listen to this description carefully. The king appears before his people along with a colorful procession. He is carried in a golden palanquin. His bodyguards are sitting on an elephant having an ornamental covering for the forehead. Some people are carrying branches of trees on which trained parrots are seated. There are armed women as bodyguards around the king. The king fears that somebody may jeopardize him at any time. The king used to take his food only after the security tasted it. He does not sleep in a place for 2 nights consecutively. This is a description by Magadha, who came from Greece in his book Indica. It is about the sights in the palace of Chandragupta Maurya, who came into power at Magadha in 321 BCE. What do you understand about the Mauryan reign from this description? Yes, you are right. The king received tough security. The king always had to face threat from the enemies. Women get higher positions. There were armed women and they served as bodyguards around the king. Students, now look here. This is an excerpt from Kaudilya's Arthashastra. If a king acts against science or it is not able to defeat his own senses, he gets. If a king acts against science or is not able to defeat his own senses, he gets ruined easily even though he rules the whole world. Hence, he should motivate his people to perform their duties through executing his deeds. One should attain humility from learning, attain the love of the people by gaining wealth. Indolence, telling lies, luxurious dressings, deals arising from ego and misconduct, etc. should be avoided. So students, what information can we gather from this about the responsibility of the king? Yes, right. The king should inspire his people to perform their duties. He should be a model to the people. He should attain the love of the people by gaining wealth. Indolence, telling lies, luxurious dressings, deals arising from ego and misconduct should be avoided. Kaudilya and Arthashastra. Kaudilya was a teacher in Taxila before he became the chief minister of Chandragupta Maurya of the Maurya dynasty. He was known by the names Chanakya and Vishnugupta. His contributions were in the fields of philosophy, economics, law, statecraft, etc. His book Arthashastra, written in Sanskrit, gives a detailed description on statecraft. Kaudilya, in his Arthashastra, mentions about the 7 elements essential for a state. They are known as the Saptangas, 7 limbs. That which has all these 7 elements would be considered a state. Now, let's see the 7 elements essential for a state or the Saptangas. Swami, Amatya, Kosa, Danda, Durga, Mitra, Janapada. Swami, the king. Amatya, the minister or official. Kosa, the tertiary or tax. Danda, the judiciary. Durga, the fort or army. Mitra, the ally. Janapada, the territory. Chandragupta Maurya established a rule based on the Saptanga concept. Patliputra was the capital of the Maurya dynasty. He formed a strong army and expanded his kingdom by conquering neighboring states. He collected various taxes for meeting the administrative expenses. He made alliance with many foreign countries. The most important among them was his alliance with the Greek military officer Seleucus Nicator, who arrived in India after Alexander. Megasthenes was the ambassador of Seleucus Nicator to the court of Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya was the head of the administration and judiciary. There were ministers and number of officials who helped him in the administration. Seleucus Nicator. Seleucus Nicator was a military general under Alexander, the ruler of Macedonia. After the death of Alexander, Seleucus got the control of the eastern provinces where the Greek rule existed. He entered with a war with Chandragupta Maurya, but later he made a treaty with Chandragupta and exchanged his eastern provinces for a considerable force of 500 war elephants. The kingdom with Chandragupta Maurya, formed with Magadha as its center, developed into an empire. Children, don't you wish to know the factors that brought Maurya kingdom the status of the first empire in India? Come, let's find out those factors. Kingdom was extensively large. Administration was centered on the king. Unified administration established throughout the whole state. Let us summarize what we learned today. The first empire in India is the Maurya Empire, formed with Magadha as its center. Maurya Empire established a centralized administrative system for the first time in India. The Saptanga concept was a basis for the Maurya administration. Hope you all understood what we learned today. We will meet in the next class with the rest of the topic. Thank you.